What if the answer you have been asking for is not far away, not hidden, and not lost, but simply waiting for your heart to become quiet enough to hear it? What if the path you are searching for is already under your feet, but the noise of worry, fear, and overthinking has made it hard to see? So often, the soul is already speaking. Life is already guiding. Peace is already near. But the mind becomes busy, the heart becomes heavy, and the simple truth becomes covered by too many thoughts. Take a slow breath. Let the body soften for a moment. Let the shoulders drop. Let the jaw relax. Let the hands become loose. There is nothing to solve in this very second. There is nothing to chase in this very breath. Right now, you are invited to enter a softer space inside yourself. A space where life does not feel like a battle. A space where the heart can rest, listen, and remember what is true. The quieter your heart becomes, the clearer your path becomes. This is a gentle truth, but it is also a powerful one. A loud heart often runs in many directions. It wants answers now. It wants proof now. It wants the future to open before it is ready. It wants every door to explain itself. But a quiet heart does not rush. A quiet heart trusts. A quiet heart knows that guidance does not always come as a loud voice. Sometimes it comes as peace. Sometimes it comes as a soft feeling. Sometimes it comes as a simple knowing that says, this way, not that way. Wait here. Move now. Let this go. Open to this. Many times, the mind tries to lead through fear. It says, hurry. It says, what if you fail? It says, what if you are too late? It says, what if nothing works out? But the heart, when it is quiet, speaks in a different way. It does not push. It does not scare. It does not shame. It simply brings you back to peace. It reminds you that life is not against you. It reminds you that you are not alone. It reminds you that the next step does not need to be forced. It only needs to be heard. There is a place within you that is already calm. Even if your thoughts are moving fast, that calm place is still there. Even if your life feels uncertain, that calm place is still there. Even if you have been carrying fear for a long time, that calm place has not left you. It may be quiet, but it is not gone. It is like a soft light behind a closed curtain. The light is still shining. You only need to open the curtain gently. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is not doing nothing. Stillness is a deep listening. It is a return to yourself. It is the moment you stop running outside for every answer and begin to feel the wisdom that has been waiting within. When you become still, you begin to notice what your fear has been hiding. You notice what brings peace and what drains you. You notice what feels true and what feels forced. You notice where your body becomes tight and where your spirit feels free. This is where the path begins to clear. Not because every problem disappears in one moment, but because you stop looking through the fog of panic. You begin to see with softer eyes. You begin to understand that peace is not something you find after life becomes perfect. Peace is something you choose so you can move through life with grace. A quiet heart does not need perfect conditions. It only needs trust. There may be questions inside you right now. Questions about love, questions about work, questions about healing, questions about purpose, questions about why something ended, why something has not arrived, why something feels uncertain, why you feel pulled in one direction but afraid to move. These questions are not wrong. They are part of being human. But when questions turn into pressure, the heart becomes tired. When questions become fear, the inner voice becomes harder to hear. So instead of asking every question at once, breathe and ask only this: what brings me peace right now? Not what proves everything, not what controls everything, not what makes everyone understand. Just this simple question: what brings me peace right now? The answer may be very small. Rest. Wait. Speak gently. Let go. Take one step. Forgive yourself. Stop replaying the past. Trust what you already know. The path often becomes clear through small acts of peace. A calm breath can clear more than 100 fearful thoughts. A quiet moment can show you more than hours of worry. A softened heart can receive what a tense heart cannot. When you are tight with fear, even good things can feel scary. But when you relax into trust, you begin to see that life has been trying to help you in ways you did not understand before. The quiet heart does not demand that life explain everything before it trusts. It does not need to see the whole road. It only needs enough light for the next step, and the next step is enough. You do not need the whole future today. You do not need every answer today. You do not need to fix your whole life in one breath. You only need to come back to this. A moment, come back to your heart and allow the noise inside you to settle. Say softly within yourself, I am willing to become quiet. I am willing to listen. I am willing to trust the peace within me. Let those words move through your body slowly. Do not force yourself to believe them perfectly. Just let them enter. Let them be like warm water over tired places. Let them remind you that you are safe to slow down. There is a great difference between silence and stillness. Silence can be outside you. Stillness is inside you. You may be in a quiet room and still feel stormy within. You may be surrounded by noise and still find a calm place in your heart. This is the practice. Not to wait for the world to become quiet, but to let the heart become quiet, even when life is still moving. Stillness speaks through peace. It speaks through the body. It speaks through a soft yes or a clear no. It speaks through the feeling that something is complete. It speaks through the sense that something new is ready to begin. It does not always give long answers. Sometimes it gives one simple truth. Sometimes it says, "You have carried this long enough." Sometimes it says, "This is not yours to fix." Sometimes it says, "Trust the timing." Sometimes it says, "You already know." When the heart is noisy, even truth can feel confusing. You may hear your inner wisdom, but fear speaks over it. You may feel the right path, but doubt pulls you away. You may know what you need to release, but the mind creates reasons to hold on. This is why quiet matters. A quiet heart does not fight with fear. It simply stops feeding it. It lets fear speak, but it does not let fear lead. Breathe again. Slowly, gently. Let the breath be simple. There is nothing fancy needed here. The breath is already a doorway. Every slow breath tells the body, "You are safe now." Every soft exhale tells the mind, "You can release now." Every quiet moment tells the heart, "I am listening now." And when the heart feels listened to, it opens. When it opens, it heals. When it heals, it guides. This guidance is not harsh. It is not cold. It is not full of pressure. It feels like warmth. It feels like truth without fear. It feels like a path that may not be easy, but feels right. It feels like a door that opens with peace, not panic. You may have spent many days looking outside yourself for signs. You may have asked life to show you what to do. You may have wanted a clear answer, a direct sign, a strong reason. But sometimes the sign is the peace you feel when you stop forcing. Sometimes the sign is the heaviness you feel when you keep walking where your spirit no longer wants to go. Sometimes the sign is not outside at all. It is inside the quiet part of you that knows. Let this be the first truth of this journey. Your heart does not need to be loud to be powerful. Your heart does not need to shout to be wise. Your heart does not need to prove itself to guide you. A quiet heart can lead you with more strength than fear ever could. A quiet heart can see what panic cannot see. A quiet heart can hear what worry cannot hear. A quiet heart can walk through uncertainty without losing itself. So today, begin here. Not with force, not with pressure, not with a demand that life explain everything at once. Begin with one breath. Begin with one soft thought. Begin with the simple choice to stop fighting yourself. Place your attention gently on your heart and say, "I allow my heart to become quiet. I allow my path to become clear. I trust the peace that is rising within me. The path often feels unclear when the mind is too loud. It is not always because life is wrong. It is not always because you are lost. It is not always because the answer is far away. Sometimes the answer is close, but worry has filled the room. Sometimes peace is present, but fear is speaking louder. Sometimes guidance is already within you, but overthinking keeps pulling your attention in every direction. A busy mind can turn a simple step into a mountain. It can turn a small delay into a fear of failure. It can turn one closed door into a story that nothing will ever work out. It can take one quiet moment and fill it with what if, what now, what next, what if I choose wrong, what if I am too late, what if I am not enough. And before you know it, the body becomes tense, the heart becomes heavy, and the path that once felt simple begins to look dark. But the path is not always dark. Sometimes the mind is simply clouded. A cloudy sky does not mean the sun is gone. It only means the light is covered for a while. In the same way, a worried mind does not mean your wisdom has left you. It only means your wisdom is being covered by too much noise. This is why it is so important to notice the noise without becoming angry at yourself for having it. Worry does not make you bad. Fear does not make you weak. Overthinking does not mean you have failed. It simply means a part of you is looking for safety. A part of you wants to understand. A part of you wants to protect your heart from pain. So instead of judging the noise, meet it with kindness. Say to yourself, I see that I am afraid. I see that I am thinking too much. I see that I am trying to feel safe. And now I choose to breathe. When the mind is too loud, the first step is not to force silence. The first step is to become gentle. Force creates more tension. Gentleness creates space. If you fight every thought, the mind becomes more active. But if you breathe and allow the thoughts to pass, they begin to lose power. Thoughts are like leaves floating on water. You do not have to pick up every leaf. You do not have to study every leaf. You can let them pass. Many people believe that every thought must be answered, but not every thought is truth. Some thoughts are old fears. Some thoughts are old voices. Some thoughts are habits that have been repeated for many years. Some thoughts are not guidance at all. They are echoes. They are noise from old pain. They are the mind trying to control what only life can unfold. This is why you must learn to ask, does this thought bring peace or does it bring panic? Does this thought open my heart or does it lose it? Does this thought help me take one clear step or does it spin me in circles? A thought that comes from fear often feels tight, rushed, and heavy. It pushes, it threatens. It says, act now or everything will fall apart. But wisdom feels different. Wisdom may be firm, but it is not cruel. It may ask you to move, but it does not shame you. It may ask you to let go, but it does not frighten you. It carries a quiet strength. The noise inside often comes from wanting to control the future. The mind wants to know how everything will happen, when it will happen, who will stay, who will leave, what door will open, what result will come, and how every detail will unfold. But life does not always give the whole map. Life often gives one step at a time. And when you demand the whole map before you move, you may miss the piece of the step that is already here. You do not need to know everything to be guided. You do not need to feel certain about the whole road. You do not need to have every answer before you trust yourself. Many times the next step becomes clear only after you take the first step in peace. Clarity grows through movement, but not forced movement. It grows through calm, honest movement. When your mind is too loud, you may begin to doubt what your heart already knows. You may feel drawn toward peace, but then the mind says, "What if peace is not enough?" You may feel ready to release something, but then the mind says, "What if nothing better comes?" You may feel called to rest, but then the mind says, "You are falling behind." You may feel guided to wait, but then the mind says, "You are wasting time." This is the voice of fear. It often speaks in pressure. Pressure is not the same as guidance. Pressure tightens the body. Guidance softens the heart. Pressure makes you feel small. Guidance helps you feel steady. Pressure says you must prove yourself. Guidance says you may trust yourself. Pressure runs ahead. Guidance walks with you. So when you feel pressure, pause. Breathe before you answer. Breathe before you decide. Breathe before you speak from fear. Breathe before you create a story around one moment. The breath is a holy pause. It gives the heart a chance to speak before the mind takes over. Say softly, "I release the noise in my mind. I return to peace." Say it again, slowly. "I release the noise in my mind. I return to peace." These words are simple, but they carry a deep message. They tell the nervous part of you that it does not have to run the whole life. They tell the fearful part of you that it can rest. They tell the heart that it is safe to open again. The mind becomes loud when it believes it is alone. It thinks it must solve everything by itself. It thinks it must protect you from every possible pain. It thinks it must plan every detail so nothing can go wrong. But life was never meant to be carried by the mind alone. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than your worry. You are more than your plans. There is a wisdom in your heart. There is a quiet strength in your spirit. There is a loving flow in life that can support you when you stay, upholding everything so tightly. One of the reasons the mind becomes loud is because it keeps going back to the past. It replays old moments. It asks why something happened. It thinks about what could have been said, what could have been done. what should have changed, what should have stayed. But the past cannot be healed by repeating it in fear. The past begins to soften when you bring love to the present. You can say, I bless the past and let it rest. I do not need to carry every old moment into this new breath. I am allowed to begin again. These words help the heart return to now, and now is where your power is. Not yesterday, not next year, not in the old mistake, not in the imagined fear. Here, this breath, this moment, this soft return to peace. The mind also becomes loud when it runs into the future. It tries to live in a day that has not arrived. It tries to solve problems that may never happen. It tries to prepare for pain that is not here. This can make the body feel tired, as if you have already lived through many troubles that have not even come. But the future is not asking you to suffer before it arrives. The future is asking you to meet this moment with trust. You are not required to fear tomorrow in order to be ready for it. You are not required to worry in order to be responsible. You are not required to imagine the worst in order to stay safe. Calmness can guide you. Peace can prepare you. Trust can make you wise. A quiet heart can take care of life with more clarity than a panicked mind. When the mind is too loud, even blessings can feel like pressure. An open door can become another thing to fear. A kind word can be doubted. A new chance can feel unsafe. This is why stillness matters. Stillness helps you receive. It helps you stop pushing away what life is trying to give. It helps you notice when goodness is near. It helps you say yes without fear and no without guilt. There may be a part of you that is used to noise, a part of you that feels strange when things become calm. Sometimes peace can feel unfamiliar if you have lived in stress for a long time. The mind may look for something to worry about because worry has become a habit, but a habit is not a home. You do not have to live there forever. You can teach your body that peace is safe. You can teach your mind that stillness is safe. You can teach your heart that it does not need to stay guarded every moment. Begin by creating small spaces of quiet within your day. Not as a rule, not as another pressure, but as a gift. Before you pick up the phone, breathe. Before you answer a message, breathe. Before you make a choice, breathe. Before you believe a fearful thought, breathe. Let the breath become a small doorway back to yourself. You may say, I cannot stop thinking, but the goal is not to stop every thought. The goal is to stop following every thought. Let the thoughts be there, but do not make every thought your leader. Let the mind speak, but do not let it shout over the heart. There is a quiet place beneath the thoughts. That is where peace lives. Imagine it as a room filled with many voices. Some voices are afraid, some are angry, some are trying to plan, some are trying to protect. But deep in that same room, there is one soft voice that does not fight. It simply waits. That soft voice is your inner wisdom. It does not need to compete. It knows that when you become quiet, you will hear it. This is why fear often tells you to rush. Fear does not want you to pause, because in the pause you may realize you are safe. Fear does not want you to breathe, because in the breath you may return to your power. Fear does not want you to listen to the heart, because the heart may show you that fear is not the truth. So fear keeps talking. It keeps moving. It keeps creating noise. But you can choose differently. You can choose the pause. The pause is sacred. The pause is where you stop feeding the storm. The pause is where you remember that you are not the storm. You are the sky holding it. A storm may pass through the sky, but it does not become the sky. In the same way, fear may pass through you, but it is not all of you. Worry may move through you, but it is not your deepest truth. Your deepest truth is peace. Your deepest truth is love. Your deepest truth is the quiet light that remains even when the mind is loud. Say within yourself, I do not have to believe every fearful thought. I do not have to answer every worry. I can pause. I can breathe. I can return to peace. There is great healing in this. The moment you stop fighting with the mind, you begin to lead it with love. You can speak to your mind gently as you would speak to something tired. You can say, thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for working so hard. But we are safe enough to soften now. We are safe enough to listen now. We are safe enough to trust the heart now. The mind becomes clear when it is loved, not when it is attacked. The heart becomes quiet when it is held, not when it is forced. The path becomes visible when you stop throwing fear over every step. And this does not happen all at once. It happens breath by breath, choice by choice, gentle return by gentle return. If the path feels unclear today, do not rush to call yourself lost. Maybe you are only tired. Maybe you are only full of noise. Maybe you only need to rest your heart before you make the next move. Maybe the answer is not asking you to chase it. Maybe it is asking you to become still enough to receive it. Let the noise settle. Let the heart breathe. Let the body remember peace. The truth does not need to be forced. What is real can wait for you in stillness. What is right for you will not need panic to find you. What is guided by love will come with a deep sense of peace, even if it asks you to be brave. So when the mind becomes loud, return to the simple practice. Breathe in peace. Breathe out fear. Breathe in trust. Breathe out pressure. Breathe in softness, breathe out control, and say, I release the noise in my mind. I return to peace. My heart is safe to become quiet. My path is safe to become clear. A quiet heart is not a weak heart. A quiet heart is a wise heart. It has learned that not every storm needs a reaction. Not every fear needs attention. Not every question needs to be solved at once. A quiet heart does not run after peace as if peace is far away. It knows peace begins within. It knows that the path becomes clearer when the inner world becomes softer. There is great strength in stillness. It may not look loud. It may not look dramatic. It may not look powerful from the outside, but true power is not always noisy. True power often feels calm. It is the strength to pause before fear takes over. It is the strength to breathe when the mind wants to rush. It is the strength to trust when the future is not clear. It is the strength to say, I do not know everything yet, but I am willing to listen. The quiet heart can hear what fear cannot hear. Fear hears danger in every change. The quiet heart hears guidance. Fear sees delay and calls it failure. The quiet heart sees timing. Fear sees an ending and says everything is lost. The quiet heart says something new may be forming. Fear sees uncertainty and becomes tight. The quiet heart sees uncertainty and becomes still. This does not mean the quiet heart never feels pain. It does not mean there are no tears. It does not mean life is always easy. It means that even in pain, the heart remembers there is a deeper place to rest. Even in tears, there is a soft space within that still believes in healing. Even in uncertainty, there is a quiet trust that life can still bring good. A quiet heart does not deny what is happening. It does not pretend that everything feels easy when it does not. It simply refuses to let fear be the only voice. It makes room for love to speak too. It makes room for peace to enter too. It makes room for life to show a way that the worried mind could not see. When you stop rushing, you begin to feel. When you stop forcing, you begin to see. When your heart becomes quiet, your next step becomes clearer. This is because stillness gives you space, and space is where wisdom can rise. If a cup is already full, nothing new can be poured in. If the heart is full of fear, worry, and pressure, guidance has no room to be felt. But when you soften, when you breathe, when you release even a little of the weight, something new can enter. That something may be peace. It may be a new thought. It may be courage. It may be a simple knowing. It may be the strength to wait. It may be the strength to move. It may be the strength to release what you have held for too long. It may be the strength to receive what you once pushed away. A quiet heart teaches you that clarity is not always a sudden flash. Sometimes clarity grows slowly. It begins as a small feeling, a gentle pull. a quiet no, a calm yes, a sense that one path feels heavy and another feels light. At first, you may doubt it because it does not shout, but the more you listen, the more you learn the language of your own spirit. Your spirit often speaks through peace, not through pressure, not through fear, not through panic. Peace does not always mean the choice is easy. Peace me, and something deep within you feels aligned. You may still need courage. You may still need patience. You may still need to take action. But beneath it all, there is a steadiness, a knowing, a soft light that says, "This is true for me." The quiet heart also knows when to stop. This is a deep kind of wisdom. Many people are taught to keep pushing, keep proving, keep giving, keep explaining, keep holding on, even when the heart is tired. But a quiet heart can sense when something has become too heavy. It can sense when a path is no longer peaceful. It can sense when the body is asking for rest. It can sense when a yes is not honest. It can sense when a no is needed. This is not selfish. This is sacred. Listening to the heart is part of healing. If you keep walking against your own peace, life begins to feel like a struggle. But when you begin to honor the quiet truth within you, life starts to feel more honest. You may not please everyone. You may not have every answer. But you begin to feel whole again. Say softly, "I honor the quiet wisdom of my heart. I trust the peace within me. I allow my path to become clear." These words help you return to your center. They remind you that you do not have to search for every answer in the outside world. The outer world may offer signs, support, and chances, but the place where you recognize truth is within. A quiet heart is like a clear lake. When the water is disturbed, the surface becomes unclear. You cannot see what is beneath. But when the water becomes still, the reflection appears. In the same way, when your heart is full of fear, you may not see clearly. But when your heart becomes still, truth reflects back to you. You begin to see what matters. You begin to see what does not. You begin to see where you have been forcing, where you have been resisting, where you have been ignoring your own peace. This seeing is not harsh. It is gentle. It does not say, "You should have known better." It says, "Now you know." It does not say, "You are wrong." It says, "You are learning." It does not say, "You are behind." It says, "Come back to yourself now." This is how the quiet heart heals. It brings truth with love. Many times, the heart becomes loud because it is carrying too much. Old fear, old shame, old regret, old pressure, old words, pain. The quiet heart is not created by pretending these things are not there. It is created by gently releasing them, one breath at a time, one kind thought at a time, one moment of forgiveness at a time. You can say, I no longer need to punish myself with old thoughts. I no longer need to carry fear as proof that I care. I no longer need to rush to prove that I am worthy. I am safe to soften. I am safe to trust. I am safe to let peace lead me. A quiet heart opens the door to clear choices. When the heart is noisy, choices feel heavy. You may ask everyone what to do. You may change your mind many times. You may feel pulled by guilt, fear, duty, pressure, and old habits. But when the heart becomes quiet, you begin to sense what is truly yours. You begin to undo. Understand that a clear path does not always mean the easiest path. It means the path that brings you closer to truth. Sometimes the quiet heart will guide you to stay. Sometimes it will guide you to leave. Sometimes it will guide you to speak. Sometimes it will guide you to remain silent. Sometimes it will guide you to act. Sometimes it will guide you to wait. The form may change, but the feeling of guidance is steady. It does not come from fear. It comes from peace. This is why stillness must become a practice, not just a moment you turn to when life becomes too hard. Stillness can be part of your morning. It can be part of your evening. It can be part of the way you breathe before making a choice. It can be part of the way you speak to yourself. It can be part of the way you listen to your body. It can be part of the way you move through the day without losing yourself in every noise around you. You do not need a perfect life to practice stillness. You can practice it in the middle of change. You can practice it when plans are unclear. You can practice it when you feel unsure. You can practice it when the world around you is moving fast. The quiet heart is not created by escaping life. It is created by returning to peace while living life. Place your attention on your heart for a moment. Feel the center of your chest. You do not have to feel anything special. Just be present. Imagine that each breath makes a little more space there. Space for peace, space for truth, space for healing, space for the next step to appear. Say within yourself, my heart is becoming quiet. My path is becoming clear. I am guided by peace. Repeat it slowly. My heart is becoming quiet. My path is becoming clear. I am guided by peace. Let these words settle into the body. Let them move beneath the surface. Let them reach the places that have felt confused. Let them touch the parts of you that have been trying too hard. You do not need to fight for guidance. You need to listen. You do not need to force the path. You need to allow it to unfold. You do not need to become someone else. You need to return to the wisdom that is already within you. The quiet heart carries a deep trust. It trusts that life can open doors at the right time. It trusts that what is meant for you does not need to be chased in fear. It trusts that delays can hold protection. It trusts that closed doors can hold direction. It trusts that the present moment is not empty. It trusts that even now something is being shaped. This trust does not always come all at once. Sometimes it begins as willingness. You may not feel full trust today, but you can be willing to trust. You may not feel fully peaceful today, but you can be willing to return to peace. You may not feel fully clear today, but you can be willing to become quiet enough for clarity to grow. Willingness is a beautiful beginning. It opens the door. It says, I may not know how, but I am open. I may not see the whole path, but I am listening. I may still feel fear, but I will not let fear be my guide. I choose peace little by little. I choose stillness breath by breath. I choose to trust the quiet wisdom of my heart. A quiet heart also changes the way you see yourself. When the heart is loud with fear, you may see yourself through old pain. You may think you are not ready, not worthy, not strong enough, not far enough, not healed enough. But when the heart becomes quiet, you begin to see yourself with love. You begin to remember that you are learning, you are growing, you are allowed to take your time, you are allowed to begin again. This loving view of yourself is part of the clear path, because when you stop fighting yourself, your energy becomes free. The energy that once went into worry can now go into healing. The energy that once went into self-blame can now go into growth. The energy that once went into fear can now go into trust. You become lighter. And when you become lighter, you can hear life more clearly. You can feel which doors are for you. You can notice which spaces bring peace. You can sense when something is not aligned. You can move with more grace, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer at war within yourself. This is the power of a quiet heart. It brings you home to yourself. It helps you hear the guidance that was always near. It helps you stop chasing answers and start receiving them. It helps you stop fearing the path and start walking it with trust. The quieter your heart becomes, the clearer your path becomes. Not because you control everything, not because you know everything, not because life gives you every detail ahead of time, but because peace clears the fog. Stillness opens the inner ear. Trust softens the places that fear has closed. And in that soft, quiet space, the next step begins to reveal itself. Stillness does not shout. It does not rush into the room and demand your attention. It does not come with fear, pressure, or panic. Stillness speaks softly. It speaks through peace. It speaks through the gentle feeling in your chest when something is right. It speaks through the quiet pause before a choice. It speaks through the deep breath that reminds you, you do not have to hurry. You do not have to force. You do not have to know everything at once. So many answers come quietly. They do not always arrive as big signs. They do not always come as sudden changes. Sometimes the answer comes as a calm feeling. Sometimes it comes as a simple thought that returns again and again. Sometimes it comes as a soft pull in your heart. Sometimes it comes as peace after many days of worry. And when peace comes, even softly, it is worth listening to. Your inner wisdom is often quiet because truth does not need to fight for space. Fear fights. Fear repeats itself. Fear tries to scare you into listening. Fear says, hurry, decide now, protect yourself, do not trust, do not wait, do not open. But peace is different. Peace does not threaten you. Peace does not shame you. Peace simply stays. It waits for you to become still enough to feel it. This is why stillness is so important. When the heart is busy, peace may feel far away, but peace is not far. Our peace is covered by noise. It is covered by the many thoughts that tell you something is wrong. It is covered by the old habits of fear. It is covered by the need to understand every step before you take one. But when you breathe, when you soften, when you stop chasing every thought, the peace beneath the noise begins to rise. Guidance often feels like peace. It may not always feel easy, but it feels steady. It may ask you to be brave, but it does not make you feel small. It may ask you to let go, but it does not leave you empty. It may ask you to wait, but it does not punish you with fear. It may ask you to move, but it does not push you with panic. True guidance feels calm, even when the step is new. Sometimes you may ask, how do I know if this is guidance or fear? Begin with the body. Fear often makes the body tight. It closes the chest. It makes the breath short. It brings pressure to the head. It makes the stomach feel heavy. Fear often sounds urgent and sharp. It says you must decide from panic. But peace opens the body. It brings a little more space. It may still feel serious, but it does not feel cruel. It does not make you hate yourself. It does not make you feel trapped. It helps you feel held. Stillness speaks through this feeling of being held. It tells you that life is not asking you to run in circles. It tells you that you can slow down. It tells you that one clear breath can be more helpful than many fearful thoughts. It tells you that your path is not found by forcing, but by listening. Say softly within yourself, I am safe to be still. I am safe to listen. I am safe to hear the peace within me. Let those words settle slowly. There is no need to rush them. Let them move through the heart like warm light. Let them remind you that stillness is not a place outside you. It is a place inside you. It is a home you can return to in any moment. When life feels unclear, the mind often wants more noise. It wants more thinking, more asking, more searching, more planning. But the heart may be asking for less pressure, less fear, less force, less trying to control what has not yet arrived. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is not to think harder, but to become quieter. This does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you ignore your life. It does not mean you give up on your dreams. It means you stop trying to hear truth while fear is shouting over it. It means you give your heart room to speak. It means you become willing to receive guidance in a softer way. There is a kind of wisdom that only comes when you stop reaching for it. It comes when you sit with yourself honestly. It comes when you allow the body to rest. It comes when you stop asking the same question from fear and begin asking from trust. Instead of saying, "What if everything goes wrong?" ask, "What is the peaceful next step?" Instead of saying, "Why is this not happening yet?" ask, "What is life teaching me now?" Instead of saying, "How can I control this?" ask, "How can I meet this moment with love?" These questions open the heart. They do not close it. They bring you into stillness, and in stillness, even a small answer can become clear. Maybe the answer is to rest. Maybe the answer is to wait. Maybe the answer is to speak kindly. Maybe the answer is to stop explaining yourself to places that cannot understand your heart. Maybe the answer is to forgive yourself. Maybe the answer is to take one simple step today, not the whole journey. Stillness never asks you to carry the whole road. It only asks you to meet the step that is in front of you. And when you meet that step with peace, the next step begins to show itself. This is how the path opens. Not all at once, but gently, not through pressure, but through trust. There may be days when stillness feels difficult. The mind may keep moving. The heart may feel restless. The body may not know how to relax. That is all right. Stillness is not about being perfect. Stillness is about returning. Every time you notice the noise and choose one breath, you are returning. Every time you notice fear and place your hand on your heart, you are returning. Every time you soften your voice toward yourself, you are returning. And each return matters. Each return teaches your body that peace is safe. Each return teaches your mind that it does not have to control every outcome. Each return teaches your heart that it can open again. Slowly, gently, the heart learns a new way. It learns that quiet is not empty. Quiet is full of guidance. Stillness speaks when you are willing to stop filling every space. Some of the clearest answers come in the pauses. The pause before you react. The pause before you say yes when your heart wants to say no. The pause before you believe a fearful thought. The pause before you chase something that is not bringing peace. The pause before you close your heart. In that pause, your spirit can breathe. In that pause, you can feel what is true. In that pause, you may realize that you are not as lost as fear told you. You may realize that the answer has been simple, but fear made it look hard. You may realize that peace has been guiding you all along. A quiet heart does not always give the answer the mind wants. Sometimes the mind wants quick proof, but the heart gives patience. Sometimes the mind wants control, but the heart gives surrender. Sometimes the mind wants to hold on, but the heart gives release. Sometimes the mind wants to run, but the heart gives stillness. And at first, this may feel strange, but the heart is not trying to harm you. It is trying to bring you back to what is real. Peace is one of the clearest signs of truth. Not the peace that comes from avoiding life, but the peace that comes from being honest with yourself. Not the peace that comes from pretending, but the peace that comes from alignment. When something is aligned with your spirit, there is a deep calm beneath it. Even if the choice asks for courage, there is still something steady there. You may have felt this before. A choice may not have made sense to everyone, but deep inside, it felt clean. A door may have closed, and even though part of you felt sad, another part felt relieved. A new step may have seemed uncertain, but your heart felt quiet when you thought about it. That quiet feeling matters. That is the language of stillness. Learn to honor it. Learn to stop talking yourself out of your peace. Learn to stop calling your inner knowing foolish just because fear does not understand it. Learn to stop asking the outside world to approve what your heart already knows. Life can speak through many things, but your heart must be quiet enough to recognize the message. Say softly, "I am safe to trust the peace within me. I am safe to follow gentle guidance. I am safe to let stillness speak." These words open a door. They remind you that guidance is not something only special moments can bring. Guidance is always near. It is in the breath. It is in the body. It is in the feeling of peace that comes when you stop fighting yourself. Stillness speaks through small things. A calm feeling when you think of a choice. A heavy feeling when you know something is not right. A soft idea that comes when you are no longer forcing. A deep sense that it is time to rest. A gentle pull toward a new beginning. A quiet knowing that something has completed its purpose in your life. Do not ignore the small things. The path is often shown in small ways before it becomes clear in big ways. If you do not listen to the whisper, life may have to speak louder. But when you honor the whisper, you move with more ease. You do not have to wait until you are exhausted to choose peace. You do not have to wait until your body feels heavy to stop carrying too much. You do not have to wait until every door is closed to admit that your heart has been asking for another way. The quieter your heart becomes, the more you notice these whispers. You begin to see that life is not silent. Life has been speaking all along. It speaks through peace. It speaks through timing. It speaks through the energy you feel around certain places, choices, and thoughts. It speaks through the deep calm that comes when you stop forcing what is not meant to be forced. There is no need to be afraid of stillness. Some people fear quiet because they think they will meet pain there. And yes, sometimes stillness allows old feelings to rise. But those feelings rise because they are ready to be loved, not because they are here to destroy you. The heart becomes quiet, not by hiding pain, but by holding it with kindness. When you allow what is inside to be seen, the noise begins to soften. You can sit with your heart and say, I hear you. I am here. I do not need to run from you. I do not need to fight you. I am willing to listen. These words bring safety. They help the hidden parts of you relax. They help the fearful parts of you stop shouting. They help the heart open to peace again. Stillness speaks most clearly when you stop using fear as your guide. Fear may still visit, but it does not need to lead. Doubt may still speak, but it does not need to decide. Worry may still rise, but it does not need to become your truth. You can notice it all and still choose peace. This is a gentle strength. Says, I feel fear, but I will breathe. I feel unsure, but I will listen. I do not see the whole path, but I will not panic. I trust that the next right step can come through peace. Let the heart hear this. You are allowed to be still before you move. You are allowed to rest before you answer. You are allowed to wait until your choice comes from truth, not fear. You are allowed to listen deeply. You are allowed to trust the quiet place within you. Stillness is always inviting you back. Back from worry. Back from pressure. Back from old stories. Back from the need to know everything. Back from the fear that life has forgotten you. Back to the simple truth that you are guided in this moment, breath by breath. So breathe now, slowly and softly. Let the breath move through the heart. Let the noise fade a little. Let the body feel safe. Let the mind rest for one moment. And in that quiet, allow this affirmation to rise. I am safe to be still. I am safe to listen. My heart is quiet, and peace is showing me the way. The need to control often comes from fear. It comes from the part of you that wants to feel safe. It comes from the part of you that has been hurt before and does not want to be hurt again. It comes from the part of you that believes if you can plan every detail, watch every sign, and hold every outcome tightly, then maybe nothing will fall apart. But life was never meant to be held with a closed fist. Life was meant to be met with an open heart. Control can feel strong at first. It can feel like you are doing something. It can feel like you are protecting yourself. But after a while, control becomes heavy. It makes the body tired. It makes the mind restless. It makes the heart tight. You may begin to think about every possible problem before it happens. You may try to manage how others feel, how things unfold, when the answer arrives, and what every moment should look like. And the more you try to control, the less peaceful you feel. The truth is simple. You do not need to control everything to be safe. You do not need to force every door to open. You do not need to hold every part of life in your hands. There is a wisdom greater than fear. There is a flow in life that knows how to move. There is a timing that the mind cannot always understand. There is a support that becomes easier to feel when you stop trying to carry everything alone. Letting go of control does not mean letting go of care. It does not mean becoming careless. It does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means you take the step that is yours and you release the part that is not yours. You speak with love, but you do not try to control how every person receives your words. You do your best, but you do not punish yourself for not knowing everything. You make a choice, but you do not demand that life show you the whole result at once. There is peace in knowing what belongs to you and what belongs to life. Your breath belongs to you in this moment. Your words belong to you. Your choices belong to you. Your attitude belongs to you. Your willingness belongs to you. But the timing of every outcome does not belong only to you. The thoughts of others do not belong to you. The way every door opens does not belong to you. The full shape of the future does not belong to you. When you try to hold what is not yours to hold, the heart becomes tired. When you release what was never yours to carry, the heart begins to breathe again. This is not loss, this is freedom. Say softly, I release the need to control. I trust the flow of life. Say it again with a gentle heart. I release the need to control. I trust the flow of life. Let the words be simple. Let them move through the tight places. Let them remind you that you do not have to live in constant pressure. The more you hold tightly, the heavier life feels. The more you soften, the more life can guide you. Think of your hands for a moment. When they are clenched, they cannot receive. They cannot hold something new. They cannot feel the softness of life. But when they open, they become ready. Ready to release. Ready to receive. Ready to be guided. A clenched heart says, it must happen my way. An open heart says, I trust that good can come in a way I have not imagined. A clenched heart says, I must know now. An open heart says, I can take the next step and let life reveal the rest. A clenched heart says, if this changes, I will not be okay. An open heart says, even in change, I am supported. This is the deep work of letting go. It is not always easy. The mind may resist it. The mind may say, if you let go, everything will fall apart. But many times, the opposite is true. When you let go, what is meant for you can finally come closer. When you let go, what has been heavy can finally leave. When you let go, your energy returns to you. When you let go, you stop blocking the flow with fear. There may be something you have been trying to control for a long time. A result, a relationship, a dream, a choice, a future, a healing, a change. You may have been holding it in your thoughts day and night. You may have turned it over again and again, asking how, when, why, what if. But has the worry made it lighter? Has the pressure made it clearer? Has the fear brought peace? If not, perhaps your heart is ready for another way. Perhaps you can still care, but stop clinging. Perhaps you can still desire, but stop demanding. Perhaps you can still hope, but stop hurting yourself with fear. Perhaps you can place this matter in the hands of life and say, "Show me the way with peace." This is surrender. Surrender is not defeat. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is the moment you stop fighting the river and allow the current of life to carry you. It is the moment you stop saying, "I must control this," and begin saying, "I am willing to be guided through this." It is the moment you stop pushing against the present and begin asking, "What is this moment teaching me?" Control often keeps you locked in the future. It makes you believe peace can only come later, after everything works out, after the answer arrives, after the person changes, after the money comes, after the door opens, after the fear disappears. But your heart does not have to wait until later to know peace. Peace can begin now. Peace can begin while the answer is still forming. Peace can begin while the path is still opening. Peace can begin while you are still learning to trust. This is a powerful truth. You can be at peace before everything is solved. You can be held before everything is clear. You can be guided before you understand the full plan. You can be safe in the unknown. The unknown is not empty. It is full of things that have not yet taken shape. When you release control, you make space for life to surprise you. Sometimes the mind can only imagine one or two ways for good to come. But life has many ways. Life can open a door you did not see. Life can bring help from a place you did not expect. Life can change your heart, so the thing you feared no longer controls you. Life can guide you to something better than what you were trying to force. But a controlling mind may miss these gifts because it is too busy staring at one closed door. It says it must come through this door in this way at this time. And while it stares, life may be opening another door behind it. This is why openness matters. This is why trust matters. This is why the quiet heart is so powerful. It can feel where life is moving, even when the mind is fixed on one plan. Letting go may begin with a very small breath. You do not have to release everything at once. You can release one thought, one fear, one demand, one need to know, one old story, one tight place in the body. You can say, just for this breath, I let life hold me. Just for this moment, I do not need to control. Just for today, I will listen for peace. Small releases create great healing. Every time you let go a little, the heart learns it is safe. Every time you stop forcing, the body relaxes. Every time you choose trust over pressure, the path becomes lighter. You begin to feel that you are not alone in life. You begin to feel that support can come when you stop gripping everything so tightly. There is a simple practice for moments when control rises. Place your attention on the breath. Feel the body. Notice where you are tight. Maybe the chest, maybe the stomach, maybe the hands, maybe the jaw. Do not judge it, just notice. Then say softly, I see that I am trying to control. I understand why. I am safe to soften now. I am safe to trust a little more. These words bring kindness into the place where fear has been working too hard. They do not push fear away. They comfort it. And when fear feels comforted, it becomes less loud. The heart begins to quiet. The body begins to open. The next step becomes easier to feel. You may wonder, what if I let go and nothing happens? But letting go is not a trick to make life obey. Letting go is a way to return to peace. And from peace, you are clearer. From peace, you choose better. From peace, you hear guidance. From peace, you stop wasting your life energy on fear and begin using it for healing, love, and right action. Letting go does not always mean the outer situation changes right away. Sometimes the first miracle is inside you. The chest softens, the breath deepens, the mind stops spinning for a moment. The heart feels less afraid. This is already a blessing. This is already life moving. This is already the path becoming clearer. A controlled life is not always a peaceful life. Sometimes what you control begins to control you. The plan controls your mood. The outcome controls your worth. The delay controls your peace. The opinion of others controls your heart. But when you release control, you return to your own center. You remember that your peace does not have to depend on every outside detail. You can say, I choose peace even before I know the answer. I choose trust even before I see the whole path. I choose to be gentle with myself while life is unfolding. These words help you stand in the present. They help you stop living only in the future. They help you come back to the place where your power truly is. Control often grows from the belief that life is against you. But what if life is not against you? What if life is guiding you, even through what you do not understand? What if the delay is giving you time to become ready? What if the closed door is protecting your peace? What if the change is making room for something more honest? What if the quiet season is not empty but deeply healing? The controlling mind may not like these questions because they require trust. But the quiet heart understands them. The quiet heart knows that not every unanswered prayer is rejection. Not every pause is failure. Not every ending is loss. Not every unknown is danger. Sometimes life is loving you in a form you cannot yet recognize. Letting go means you stop arguing with every moment. You stop saying, "This should not be happening." You begin saying, "This is what is here, and I will meet it with as much love as I can." This does not mean you accept harm. This does not mean you stay where your spirit is being crushed. It means you stop fighting reality long enough to hear what your heart is asking you to do next. There is power in acceptance. Acceptance does not mean you like everything. It means you stop wasting your strength denying what is already here. When you accept the present moment, you can respond with clarity. When you resist the present moment, you react from pain. Acceptance brings you back to your breath. It gives you your energy back. Say softly, "I accept this moment, and I allow peace to guide me. I do not need to control everything. I am willing to be led by love." Let these words become a shelter. Let them bring rest to the tired places. Let them remind you that life can be trusted one breath at a time. The more you let go of control, the more you begin to feel supported by small things. A calm morning, a kind word, a clear feeling, a door opening at the right time, a delay that later makes sense, a chance to rest when you thought you had to push. These small supports begin to build trust. They show you that life has not forgotten you. Your heart becomes quieter when it no longer has to fight the flow. It can rest in the truth that you are doing your part and life is doing its part. You breathe, you listen, you act with love, you release what you cannot hold, you trust what is still forming. Let the need to control soften now. Not because you do not care, but because you care for your peace. Let the hands open. Let the breath deepen. Let the heart remember that force is not the only way. There is a softer way. There is a wiser way. There is a way where you move with life instead of against it. Repeat gently, "I release the need to control. I trust the flow of life. I do what is mine to do, and I let life carry the rest." You do not need to see the whole path to take the next step. You do not need to know every turn. You do not need to understand every delay. You do not need to have proof of how everything will work out before you choose peace. The path often becomes clear only as you walk it. Light comes step by step. Guidance comes breath by breath. Trust grows moment by moment. There is a deep peace in accepting that you cannot see everything right now. The mind may want the whole map. It may want every answer written clearly. It may want to know who will stay, what will open, how things will heal, when the dream will arrive, and why each thing had to happen. But life does not always reveal itself in one full picture. Life often gives enough light for today, and enough light for today is enough. You may feel unsure because the future is not clear, but not seeing the whole path does not mean you are lost. A seed in the soil cannot see the flower, but still it grows. A river cannot see the ocean from every bend, but still it moves. The morning does not arrive all at once, but slowly the dark becomes soft, and then the light appears. Life has its own way of opening. Your path is also opening. Maybe not in the way your mind expected, maybe not as quickly as you wanted, maybe not through the door you were watching. But opening is still happening. Something within you is learning. Something around you is shifting. Something unseen is being arranged. Something old is falling away. Something new is coming closer. Trust does not ask you to pretend you see everything. Trust says, I do not see everything, and still I am willing to believe that life is guiding me. Trust says, I do not know the whole answer, and still I can take one step in peace. Trust says, I feel afraid, but I will not let fear become my leader. Trust says, the path is not fully clear, but my heart can become quiet enough to hear the next step. Say softly, I trust the path that is opening before me. I trust the path that is opening before me. Let the words be slow. Let them be kind. Let them reach the part of you that wants proof before it can relax. Let them remind that part of you that peace can come before proof. Peace can come before the full answer. Peace can come before the visible result. There are times when life feels like a quiet road at night. You may only see a little way ahead, not the whole road, not the final place. It's the next few steps. And yet, that little light is enough to keep walking. If you wait for the entire road to be bright before you move, you may stand still for too long. But when you trust the light you have, more light appears as you go. This is how guidance works. It does not always show the final chapter. It often shows the next line. It may say, rest today. Speak the truth today. Let this go today. Be patient today. Take care of your body today. Stop forcing today. Open your heart today. That may not seem like enough to the mind, but to the soul it is clear. The mind asks for the whole future. The heart asks for the next honest step. The mind asks for certainty. The heart asks for trust. The mind wants to remove all risk. The heart wants to move with love. And when the heart becomes quiet, you begin to understand that a guided life is not a life without unknowns. A guided life is a life where you are supported inside the unknown. The unknown is not your enemy. It is the space where new things are born. It is the space where old patterns lose their hold. It is the space where life can bring what you did not know how to ask for. It is the space where deeper trust grows. If everything were already known, there would be no room for wonder, no room for grace, no room for life to surprise you. This does not mean uncertainty is always comfortable. It can feel tender. It can bring up fear. It can make the old need for control rise again. But uncertainty can also be holy. It can teach you to listen more deeply. It can teach you to stop leaning only on the mind. It can teach you that your safety is not only in knowing. Your safety is also in being connected to peace. When you trust the path you cannot fully see, you stop demanding that life prove its love in every moment. You begin to notice that love is already here. It is in the breath that keeps coming. It is in the strength that helped you through days you thought you could not face. It is in the quiet wisdom that has guided you before. It is in the way your heart still hopes, even after disappointment. It is in the soft voice within you that says, "Keep going gently." You have already walked through unknown places before. There were days when you did not know how you would get through, and yet you are here. There were seasons that made no sense at the time, and yet something in you grew. There were doors that closed, and later you may have seen that they were not the right doors for your peace. There were delays that felt painful, and later you may have understood that timing was protecting something important. This is not to say every hard thing is easy to understand. Some things hurt. Some things take time to heal. Some things do not become clear right away. But even then, the quiet heart can hold a deeper truth. I am still guided. I am still loved. I am still becoming. My path is still unfolding. A path you cannot fully see asks for gentleness. It asks you to stop punishing yourself for not knowing. It asks you to stop calling yourself behind because the timing is different than you imagined. It asks you to stop comparing your path to another path. Your path has its own rhythm. Your healing has its own rhythm. Your growth has its own rhythm. Your blessings have their own way of arriving. The flower does not ask why it is not blooming on the same day as another flower. It simply receives the light, drinks the water, and opens when it is time. You too are allowed to open in your own time. You too are allowed to grow without rushing. You too are allowed to trust that what is meant for you can meet you at the right time. When you cannot see the full path, return to what you can see. You can see this breath. You can feel this moment. You can choose one loving thought. You can take one peaceful action. You can release one fear. You can speak one kind word to yourself. You can ask, "What is mine to do today?" And when the answer comes, do that with love. This brings the path closer. Not because you force it, but because you meet life where it is. The future is built through the energy you bring to this moment. If you bring panic, the path feels heavy. If you bring trust, the path feels softer. If you bring love, the path begins to feel safe enough to walk. Say within yourself, "I do not need the whole map. I trust the next step." I am guided one breath at a time. These words help the mind rest. They help the heart lead. They help you stop waiting for perfect certainty before you allow yourself to live. There may be a choice in front of you that feels unclear. You may be asking, should I move? Should I wait? Should I speak? Should I release? Should I begin? Should I stop? Instead of forcing an answer, bring the choice into stillness. Imagine placing it gently in your heart. Then breathe. Do not ask from panic. Ask from peace. Which step feels honest? Which step brings softness to the body? Which step feels like love, not fear? The answer may not come in 1 second. Give it room. Stillness is not a machine. It is a relationship with your own soul. The more you listen, the more clearly you will hear. The more you honor what you hear, the more trust grows. The more trust grows, the less fear needs to control. Sometimes trusting the path means waiting without losing faith. Waiting can feel hard when the heart wants something deeply, but waiting does not have to mean suffering. Waiting can become a season of preparation, a season of softening, a season of healing, a season of becoming ready for what you have been asking for. Not every delay is a denial. Some delays are protection. Some delays are alignment. Some delays are life making room. Some delays are giving you time to become the version of yourself who can receive the blessing with peace instead of fear. Trust the timing that is still forming. Trust that life knows more than the worried mind can see. Sometimes trusting the path means moving before you feel fully ready, not from panic, but from quiet courage. There are moments when the heart says, begin. The mind may still have questions, but the heart feels steady. In those moments, you do not need to wait until fear appears. You only need to let peace be stronger than fear. You can take one step with shaking hands and still be guided. You can begin gently and still be brave. Trust is not the absence of fear. Trust is choosing peace while fear is present. Trust is saying, I hear you, fear, but I will not let you close my life. I will move with love. I will wait with love. I will release with love. I will begin with love. I will let my heart be quiet enough to know the difference. The path you cannot fully see may be leading you into a deeper relationship with yourself. Maybe this season is teaching you to stop looking outside for every answer. Maybe it is teaching you to trust your own inner voice. Maybe it is teaching you that your worth does not depend on how fast life changes. Maybe it is teaching you that peace is possible even before everything is clear. There is beauty in a path that opens slowly. It teaches patience. It teaches presence. It teaches you to notice the small signs of grace. If everything arrived all at once, you might miss the quiet gifts along the way. You might miss the healing that happens in the waiting. You might miss the strength that grows in the unknown. You might miss the way your heart becomes softer, wiser, and more open. Let the unknown be a place of trust instead of fear. Let it be a room where life is still arranging good. Let it be a field where seeds are growing beneath the soil. Let it be a quiet road where each step brings a little more light. You are not standing in nothing. You are standing in the middle of becoming. Say softly, something good is unfolding, even if I cannot see it yet. Something wise is guiding me, even if I do not understand it yet. Something in me is growing, even if the path feels quiet right now. These words help you hold faith without forcing. They help the heart stay open. They help the mind stop turning the unknown into an enemy. The unknown can be a friend when you meet it with trust. It can become the space where life shows you a better way. You do not need to rush. Rushing often comes from fear that time is running out. But what is truly meant for you does not need panic to arrive. What belongs to your peace will not require you to abandon yourself. What is guided by love will not ask you to live in constant fear. Your path may ask for action, but it will not ask you to hate yourself into movement. Move from love. Wait from love. Choose from love. Rest from love. Let love be the ground beneath every step. When love leads, the path may still be unknown, but it does not feel empty. It feels held. The quieter your heart becomes, the more you can sense the light that is already present. It may not show the full road, but it shows enough. Enough to breathe, enough to trust, enough to take one step, enough to stop fighting the moment, enough to remember that you are not lost just because you cannot see far ahead. You are allowed to walk slowly. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to ask for guidance. You are allowed to change direction when peace calls you another way. You are all allowed to grow into the answer. You are allowed to let the path reveal itself gently. Repeat this within your heart. I trust the path that is opening before me. I do not need to see everything today. I am guided by peace, step by step. Now take a slow and gentle breath and let this moment become softer. There is nothing to chase here. There is nothing to prove here. There is nothing you need to fix in this one breath. Let the breath come in slowly and let it leave slowly. Feel how life is still moving through you even when you are not forcing it. Feel how the body knows how to breathe. Feel how the heart knows how to beat. Feel how something deep within you is already holding you. Allow your shoulders to drop. Let the face relax. Let the space between the eyes become soft. Let the tongue rest. Let the hands open. So much of the day is spent holding, gripping, thinking, planning, and trying. But now, for a little while, you may release the effort. You may return to the quiet place inside you. You may remember that peace is not far away. Peace begins here, in this breath, in this moment, in this gentle return to yourself. Imagine a soft light around your heart. It is warm, calm, and kind. It does not rush you. It does not ask anything from you. It simply glows. With every breath, this light becomes a little warmer. With every breath, the noise in the mind begins to fade. With every breath, the heart becomes a little quieter. The fear begins to soften. The pressure begins to loosen. The need to know everything begins to rest. This light is the light of peace within you. It has always been there. It may have been covered by worry. It may have been hidden behind old pain. It may have been quiet beneath the noise of the world, but it has never left. It has been waiting for you to come back. It has been waiting for you to sit still long enough to feel it again. Breathe into this light. Let it fill the center of your chest. Let it move gently through the heart. If there is sadness there, let the light touch it. If there is fear there, let the light touch it. If there is confusion there, let the light touch it. You do not need to push anything away. You do not need to fight what you feel. You only need to allow love to be present with it. A quiet heart is not a heart with no feeling. A quiet heart is a heart that feels safely. It is a heart that no longer needs to run from itself. It is a heart that can say, I feel this, and still I am safe. I feel this, and still I am loved. I feel this, and still peace is possible. Let the light around your heart grow wider now. Let it spread through the chest, down into the stomach, across the shoulders, through the arms, into the hands. Let it move upward into the throat, the face, the mind. Imagine every busy thought touched by this soft light. Imagine every worry becoming less sharp. Imagine every fear losing its power to rush you. Say quietly within yourself, I am safe in this moment. I am safe to become still. I am safe to listen to my heart. Let those words enter slowly. They do not need to be loud. They do not need to be perfect. They only need to be offered with willingness. Even a small willingness is enough. Even a small opening allows peace to enter. Now imagine that you are sitting in a peaceful place within your own heart. This place is quiet. The air is gentle. There is no pressure here. No one is asking you to hurry. No one is asking you to explain. No one is asking you to become anything other than what you are in this moment. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to be held by life. In this quiet place, there is a small path before you. You do not need to see where it ends. You only notice that the path is calm. There is a soft light on it. The light does not show the whole road, but it shows enough. Just enough for one step. And this is all life is asking of you. Not the whole journey, not every answer, not every detail, only the next gentle step. This path is your inner path. It is the way of peace. It is the way of trust. It is the way your heart knows, even when your mind is unsure. And as you sit near this path, you begin to understand that you do not have to force clarity. Clarity rises when you are ready to receive it. Guidance comes when the heart is quiet enough to hear. Breathe again. Let the breath be slow. Let the heart soften. Let the mind rest. If there is a question you have been carrying, hold it gently now. Do not hold it with fear. Do not hold it with pressure. Do not demand the answer. Simply place the question in the soft light of your heart. Let it rest there. Maybe the question is about what to do next. Maybe it is about something you need to release. Maybe it is about love, healing, work, purpose, or peace. Whatever it is, place it gently in the light. Now say within yourself, I do not need to force the answer. I allow peace to show me the way. Notice how different that feels. The mind may want to pull the question back and turn it over again and again. But the heart knows another way. The heart knows that some answers come through quiet. Some answers come through time. Some answers come through the body relaxing. Some answers come when you stop asking from fear and begin asking from trust. Let the question rest. Let the light hold it. Let life breathe around it. You are not alone with this question. You are supported. You are guided. You are loved even before the answer appears. Now, imagine the light in your heart becoming like a small candle. This candle does not fight the dark. It simply shines. It does not shout. It simply gives light. It does not need to know how far the path goes. It only lights the space around it. This is how your heart guides you. Not by showing you everything at once, but by giving enough peace for the next step. If you feel afraid, let the candle shine on the fear. If you feel unsure, let the candle shine on the uncertainty. If you feel tired, let the candle shine on the tiredness. There is nothing inside you that cannot be met with kindness. There is nothing inside you that needs to be rejected in order for you to be whole. Every part of you is welcome in the light. This is stillness. It is not cold. It is not empty. It is warm, alive, and loving. It is the place where the heart remembers that it belongs to life. It is the place where the soul remembers that it is guided. It is the place where the body remembers that it can rest. Say softly, "My heart is quiet, my breath is calm. Peace is guiding me now." Let the words move through you. My heart is quiet, my breath is calm. Peace is guiding me now. There may be thoughts that still come and go. Let them come. Let them go. You do not need to stop the sky from having clouds. You only need to remember that the sky is still wide. Thoughts may pass through your mind, but they do not have to take your peace. Feelings may move through your heart, but they do not have to become your whole truth. Return to the candle. Return to the breath. Return to the quiet path. Return to the soft light around your heart. Now ask gently, what is the next peaceful step? Do not force the answer. Do not reach for it. Just ask. What is the next peaceful step? Maybe the answer is rest. Maybe the answer is forgive yourself. Maybe the answer is wait. Maybe the answer is speak with love. Maybe the answer is stop forcing. Maybe the answer is care for your body. Maybe the answer is trust today and decide later. Maybe the answer is simply breathe. Whatever comes, let it be simple. The heart often speaks in simple ways. The mind makes things hard. The heart brings things back to what is true. You do not need to be afraid of simple guidance. A simple step can change the energy of the whole day. A kind word to yourself can stop an old pattern. A quiet breath can prevent a fearful choice. A moment of stillness can open a door inside you that worry could never open. Let the stillness become a friend. Let it become a home. Let it become the place you return to when the world feels loud. You can come back here anytime. You can return to the heart. You can return to the breath. You can return to the soft light. You can return to the question, what brings peace now? Take another breath. Let the body receive it. Let the heart receive it. Let the mind receive it. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are learning how to hear life in a new way. You are learning how to listen without fear. You are learning how to trust the soft voice within. You are learning that stillness is not the end of movement. Stillness is where right movement begins. Before you leave this quiet place, place one hand over your heart, even if only in your mind, and thank this part of you. Thank the heart for waiting. Thank the body for carrying you. Thank the breath for bringing you back. Thank life for guiding you in ways seen and unseen. Whisper softly, I am willing to be still. I am willing to listen. I am willing to trust the path that peace shows me, and let the heart stay quiet for just one more breath. The inner voice is not always loud. It does not always come with perfect words. It does not always explain every reason. Sometimes it comes as a calm feeling. Sometimes it comes as a soft knowing. Sometimes it comes as a gentle pull toward one thing and a quiet release from another. The inner voice speaks in the language of peace. Fear speaks loudly because fear wants control. It tries to rush you. It tries to scare you. It tries to make every choice feel urgent. Fear says, you must decide now. You must fix this now. You must know everything now. But the inner voice does not panic. The inner voice does not shame. It may be clear, it may be firm, but it is never cruel. This is one of the most important things to remember. Fear feels rushed and tight. Guidance feels calm and steady. Fear closes the body. Guidance opens the heart. Fear makes you feel trapped. Guidance gives you space even when it asks you to be brave. When fear is speaking, the breath often becomes short. The chest may feel heavy. The stomach may feel tense. The mind may repeat the same thought again and again. Fear wants you to believe that there is no time, no help, no support, no other way. But this is not the voice of peace. This is the voice of panic. When guidance is speaking, there may still be emotion. There may still be tears. There may still be uncertainty. But under it, there is something quiet, something steady, something that feels clean. It does not push you into self-hate. It does not make you feel small. It does not tell you that you are alone. It brings you back to truth. If it brings peace, it is guiding you. If it brings panic, breathe first before you follow it. This does not mean that every peaceful choice is easy. Sometimes the right step may ask for courage. Sometimes the peaceful path may ask you to let go of something familiar. Sometimes guidance may lead you away from what you wanted because something deeper is calling you. But even then, true guidance carries a calm center. It does not feel like punishment. It feels like honesty. The inner voice may say, "This is no longer for you." It may say, "Wait a little longer." It may say, "Begin now." It may say, "Stop giving your peace away." It may say, "Be kind to yourself." It may say, "You already know." These words may not come as sound. They may come as feeling. They may come as a repeated sense. They may come as a deep quiet in the body. To hear this voice, you must stop asking fear to lead you. Fear can visit, but it does not need to drive. Fear can speak, but it does not need to decide. Fear can be noticed, but it does not need to become the truth of your life. You can say to fear, "I hear you. I know you are trying to protect me, but I choose to listen deeper now. I choose to listen to peace." This is a loving way to meet fear. You do not need to fight it. You do not need to hate it. Fear is often a wounded part of you asking for safety. But safety does not come from letting fear control every step. Safety comes from returning to love, returning to breath, returning to the quiet wisdom within. The inner voice grows clearer when you honor it. Every time you listen to a small truth, you strengthen your trust. Every time you follow peace instead of panic, you teach yourself that guidance is real. Every time you pause before reacting, you make space for wisdom. Every time you choose stillness over rushing, the inner voice becomes easier to hear. Many people ask for guidance, but when it comes softly, they ignore it because it does not look big enough. They expect a great sign, but life gives a quiet feeling. They expect a loud answer, but the heart gives a gentle no. They expect the whole plan, but peace gives one step. Do not reject guidance just because it comes simply. The soul often speaks in simple ways. A simple knowing can be sacred. A calm no can be protection. A peaceful yes can be a doorway. A quiet pause can be wisdom. A need to rest can be guidance. A feeling of lightness can be a sign. A feeling of heaviness can also be a sign. Your body often hears the inner voice before your mind understands it. The body may soften around the truth. The breath may become easier. The heart may feel open, or the body may tighten when something is not right. The stomach may feel heavy. The chest may close. The energy may drop. These signals are not here to frighten you. They are here to help you listen. This is why stillness includes the body. Do not only ask the mind, ask the heart, ask the breath, ask the body. When you think about a choice, notice what happens within you. Do you feel more peaceful or more pressured? Do you feel more open or more closed? Do you feel more honest or more afraid? The body is not always the final answer, but it is part of the conversation. The inner voice is patient. It will not abandon you because you did not hear it the first time. It will keep inviting you. It will return as a feeling, a thought, a dream, a pause, a deep knowing. Life is kind in this way. It keeps guiding. It keeps calling. It keeps offering chances to come back to what is true. Still, the more you listen, the less life has to speak loudly. When you hear the whisper, you do not need the storm. When you honor the soft feeling, you do not need to wait until things become painful. When you trust the early signs, you move with more ease. Say softly, "My inner wisdom speaks clearly through peace. My inner wisdom speaks clearly through peace." Let those words remind you that you do not have to look outside yourself for every answer. You may receive help, advice, and support, but the final place where truth lands is inside you. Your heart knows the feeling of peace. Your soul knows the sound of truth. Your spirit knows the path, even when your mind is still learning to trust. There may be times when others do not understand your inner voice. They may ask why you are choosing a certain path. They may not feel what you feel. They may not see what you see. That is all right. Your peace does not need to be approved by everyone. Your path does not need to make sense to every person. You are allowed to honor what is true within you. This does not mean closing your heart to wise support. It means not giving your power away. It means listening with respect, but also listening within. It means understanding that your heart has a language only you can fully learn. The inner voice becomes clearer when you stop lying to yourself. This may sound strong, but is a gentle truth. Sometimes the heart already knows something, but the mind keeps covering it. The heart knows you are tired, but the mind says, keep going. The heart knows something is complete, but the mind says, hold on. The heart knows you need peace, but the mind says, prove yourself. The heart knows you need to forgive yourself, but the mind says you must suffer longer. Be honest with yourself. Honesty brings peace. Even if the truth is tender, it brings relief. There is relief in admitting what you feel. There is relief in naming what is heavy. There is relief in saying, this no longer feels right. There is relief in saying, I need rest. There is relief in saying, I am ready for a softer way. The inner voice does not ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be present. It asks you to listen. It asks you to come back when you forget. It asks you to choose love again, not because you never feel fear, but because love is your deeper truth. Sometimes you will confuse fear with guidance. Sometimes you will choose from pressure. Sometimes you will look back and wish you had listened sooner. Do not use this to hurt yourself. Use it to learn. Every experience can teach you the difference between panic and peace. Every moment can help you know your own heart better. You can say, I bless what I have learned. I forgive myself for the times I did not listen. I am listening now. These words are healing. They free the heart from shame. Shame makes the inner voice harder to hear. Love makes it clearer. When you treat yourself kindly, your heart opens. When your heart opens, guidance flows. The inner voice often speaks after you stop demanding. It comes when you sit quietly, walk slowly, breathe deeply, or speak honestly to yourself. It may come when you are washing your hands, resting your body, looking at the sky, or lying still before sleep. This is because the mind has stopped pushing for a moment. In that small opening, wisdom rises. Do not rush the inner voice. Do not pull on it like a flower before it blooms. Create space, create quiet, create trust, then listen. Ask gently, what is my heart trying to tell me? What feels peaceful? What feels true? What step can I take with love? Then wait. Let the answer be simple. Let it be soft. Let it be enough. There is a path inside you that knows the way. It may not speak the way fear speaks. It may not shout. It may not hurry, but it is steady. It is kind. It is wise. The more you listen to it, the more your outer path begins to feel aligned with your inner truth. Repeat gently, "My inner wisdom speaks clearly through peace. I listen with love. I trust the quiet voice within me." Stillness is not only something you practice when your eyes are closed. It is not only for special moments. It is not only for quiet rooms. Stillness can become the way you live. It can become the way you breathe before speaking, the way you pause before reacting, the way you choose peace before fear, the way you return to yourself again and again throughout the day. Living from stillness does not mean your life becomes silent. It means you carry a quiet place within you even when life is moving. It means the world may be busy, but you do not have to be lost in the noise. It means people may rush, but you can remain connected to your breath. It means plans may change, but your peace does not have to disappear with them. Each day gives many small chances to practice stillness. You can practice it when you wake up. Before touching the phone, before thinking about everything that needs to be done, place your hand on your heart. Take one slow breath. Let the body know that the day does not have to begin with pressure. Let the mind know that fear does not need to be the first voice. Let the heart know that it is safe to lead. Say softly, "Today I choose peace. Today I listen within. Today I trust my path." These simple words can shape the energy of the day. They are like seeds placed in the mind. They tell life that you are willing to meet the day with trust. They tell your heart that you are listening. They tell your body that it does not need to run before it has even begun. You may still have tasks. You may still have duties. You may still have things to handle. But you can meet them from a different place. You can move from peace instead of panic. You can act from trust instead of fear. You can do what is needed without losing yourself in the doing. Stillness can be practiced while walking. Feel the feet touch the ground. Notice the breath. Let the eyes soften. Instead of rushing through each step, allow yourself to arrive in the body. Each step can say, "I am here. I am safe. I am guided." The path beneath your feet can remind you that life is taken one step at a time. Stillness can be practiced while speaking. Before words leave your mouth, pause. Ask, are these words coming from love or fear? Are they needed? Are they kind? Are they true? A quiet pause can change a whole conversation. It can stop old patterns. It can keep you from speaking only to protect your pride or defend your fear. It can help you speak from the heart. Stillness can be practiced while listening. Many people listen only to answer, but a still heart listens to understand. It does not rush to fill the silence. It does not need to prove it knows. It gives space. It lets the other person be heard. And in that space, peace can enter. Stillness can be practiced while making choices. Before saying yes, pause. Before saying no, pause. Before agreeing from guilt, pause. Before refusing from fear, pause. Ask your heart, does this feel peaceful? Does this feel honest? Does this honor my life? Stillness helps you stop betraying yourself in small ways. It helps you choose with care. Many times, people lose peace because they say yes when the heart says no. They give when the body is empty. They agree when the spirit feels heavy. They continue when the heart is asking to rest. Stillness helps you notice these moments. It helps you honor the quiet truth before resentment grows. A peaceful life is not built only by big choices. It is built by small, honest moments. The moment you breathe instead of react. The moment you rest instead of forcing. The moment you speak kindly to yourself instead of repeating old criticism. The moment you say no with love. The moment you say yes with an open heart. These are sacred moments. These are the moments that clear the path. Stillness can be practiced when fear rises. Fear may still come. Worry may still visit. Old thoughts may still return. But now you have a way back. You can stop, place a hand on the heart, and breathe. You can say, I see this fear, but I choose peace. I see this worry, but I return to trust. I see this old pattern, but I'm learning a new way. This is how healing happens. Not by never feeling fear again, but by no longer letting fear lead every choice. Not by never having thoughts again, but by no longer believing every thought. Not by never becoming upset, but by returning to peace with kindness. Each return is a victory. Each breath is a beginning. Each gentle choice is a step on the path. Living from stillness also means trusting the timing of life. Some days will feel clear. Some days will feel quiet. Some days will bring movement. Some days will ask for rest. A still heart does not judge every season. It does not call rest a failure. It does not call waiting a waste. It understands that life moves in rhythms. The earth has seasons. The moon has phases. The ocean has tides. The heart also has rhythms. There is a time to plant, a time to wait, a time to grow, a time to bloom, a time to release, a time to begin again. When you live from stillness, you stop fighting every season of your life. You begin to ask, what is this season teaching me? If you are in a quiet season, maybe life is teaching you to listen. If you are in a changing season, maybe life is teaching you to trust. If you are in a healing season, maybe life is teaching you to be gentle. If you are in a waiting season, maybe life is preparing something you cannot see yet. If you are in a new beginning, maybe life is asking you to walk with courage. Stillness helps you receive the lesson without turning it into punishment. It helps you see life with softer eyes. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you may begin to ask, "How is life guiding me through this?" Instead of saying, "I am lost," you may say, "I am learning to listen." Instead of saying nothing is happening, you may say something is growing quietly. This change in words changes the heart. Words carry energy. Words can close you or open you. Words can feed fear or feed trust. This is why daily affirmations are powerful. They are not just sentences. They are choices. They are new instructions for the mind. They are gentle reminders to the heart. Say each morning, "Today I choose peace. Today I listen within. Today I trust my path." Say it when the mind becomes loud. Say it when the day feels heavy. Say it when you are unsure. Say it not as a demand, but as a return. Let the words bring you back to the quiet place inside. Stillness can also be practiced through gratitude. Gratitude slows the mind. It brings attention back to what is here. Fear looks at what is missing. Gratitude notices what is supporting you. Fear says, "Not enough." Gratitude says, "This breath is here. This moment is here. This chance to begin again is here." At the end of the day, ask yourself gently, "Where did peace meet me today?" Maybe it was in a small moment, a breath, a kind word, a little rest, a soft thought, a quiet knowing. Do not ignore small peace. Small peace grows when you notice it. What you honor becomes stronger in your life. Living from stillness does not mean every day feels perfect. There will be days when you forget, days when you react, days when you worry, days when the mind feels loud again. When this happens, do not turn stillness into another reason to judge yourself. Simply return. The path is not about perfection. It is about return. Return to the breath. Return to the heart. Return to the simple truth. I can choose peace again. There is so much kindness in beginning again. You can begin again in the morning. You can begin again at noon. You can begin again after one hard thought. You can begin again after one difficult conversation. You can begin again after many years of forgetting your own heart. Life does not close the door because you forgot. Life keeps inviting you back. Stillness is a practice of coming home to your breath, coming home to your body, coming home to your heart, coming home to the quiet voice within, coming home to the truth that you are guided, safe, and loved. Let your daily life become a gentle prayer, not only in words, but in the way you move, the way you breathe, the way you treat yourself, the way you listen before choosing, the way you stop fighting every unknown, the way you trust one step at a time. When you live this way, your outer path begins to change because your inner path becomes clear. You may still have challenges, but you meet them differently. You may still have questions, but you carry them more softly. You may still have dreams, but you no longer chase them with fear. You allow life to guide you, shape you, and meet you. The quieter your heart becomes each day, the clearer your choices become. You begin to know what is yours and what is not. You begin to know when to move and when to rest. You begin to know when to speak and when to listen. You begin to know when to hold on and when to let go. And all of this begins with one breath, one pause, one soft return. Today, choose peace. Today, listen within. Today, trust your path. My dear, you do not have to rush. You do not have to force. You do not have to know everything today. Let your heart become quiet, and the next step will come. Let the breath soften the fear. Let the body remember safety. Let the mind rest from trying to carry the whole future. You have been trying so hard, trying to understand, trying to heal, trying to choose correctly, trying to become better, trying to make life work, trying to hold everything together. But now, for this moment, you may stop trying so hard. You may rest in the truth that life is not asking you to carry everything alone. There is guidance around you. There is wisdom within you. There is peace beneath the noise. There is a path opening, even if you cannot see the whole road. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not lost because you feel unsure. You are human, and you are learning how to trust the quiet voice within. Take a slow breath. Let it enter like kindness. Let it leave like release. Feel the heart soften a little more. Feel the space around the mind become lighter. Feel the body letting go of the need to be tense. There is no need to hold so tightly. There is no need to fight this moment. There is no need to demand that life explain everything before you allow yourself to feel peace. Peace is allowed now, not later, not after everything is solved. Not after every door opens, not after every question has an answer. Peace is allowed now because peace is your natural state. Peace is the truth beneath the fear. Peace is the home you return to when you stop running from yourself. You may have walked through many seasons where your heart felt loud. Seasons of worry, seasons of loss, seasons of waiting, seasons of trying to understand why things happened the way they did. But even in those seasons, life was still holding you. Even when you did not understand, you were being carried. Even when the path looked unclear, something in you kept going. That strength did not come from fear. It came from the deeper life within you. Honor yourself for how far you have come. Honor the days you kept breathing when life felt heavy. Honor the times you chose kindness when you could have chosen bitterness. Honor the moments you returned to hope after disappointment. Honor the quiet courage it has taken to keep opening your heart. You are not the same person you were before. You have grown. You have learned. You have released things. You have survived things. You have become softer in places that once felt hard. You have become wiser in ways that only experience can teach. And now, your heart is ready for a deeper peace. Say softly, "The quieter my heart becomes, the clearer my path becomes." Let those words rest inside you. The quieter my heart becomes, the clearer my path becomes. Do not rush them. Let them move slowly. Let them touch the places that have felt confused. Let them calm the places that have felt afraid. Let them open the places that have felt closed. Your path does not need to be forced. It is opening. Your answer does not need to be chased. It is coming. Your healing does not need to be rushed. It is unfolding. Your heart does not need to be loud to be heard. It only needs to be loved. There is nothing wrong with needing time. There is nothing wrong with needing rest. There is nothing wrong with not having every answer. You are allowed to be in process. You are allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to be learning. You are allowed to grow slowly. The world may tell you to hurry, but your soul knows the rhythm of your life. The world may tell you to prove yourself, but your heart knows you are already worthy. The world may tell you to control everything, but peace knows another way. A softer way, a wiser way, a way of trust. Let this be your practice now. When the mind becomes loud, return to the breath. When fear begins to rush, return to the heart. When the path feels unclear, return to stillness. When you do not know what to do, ask, "What brings peace now?" This question can guide you through many moments. What brings peace now? Maybe it is silence. Maybe it is truth. Maybe it is rest. Maybe it is patience. Maybe it is forgiveness. Maybe it is courage. Maybe it is simply taking care of yourself with love. Peace does not always remove the challenge, but it changes how you meet it. Peace helps you stand steady. Peace helps you speak clearly. Peace helps you choose wisely. Peace helps you remember that you are supported by life itself. Say softly, "I am guided. I am safe." Again, "I am guided. I am safe." Let this affirmation become a place to rest. Let it become a gentle hand on your heart. Let it become a reminder that you do not walk alone. Even when you cannot see the whole path, you are being led step by step. Even when the answer is not here yet, peace is here. Even when the future is unknown, love is here. All is well does not mean every detail is perfect. It means there is a deeper truth holding you. It means life is still moving. It means healing is still possible. It means the heart can become quiet again. It means the path can become clear again. It means you can begin again. Take another breath. Let it be enough. Let this moment be enough. Let yourself be enough. You do not need to chase the future. You do not need to replay the past. You do not need to stand at every door begging it to open. You may stand in the present moment and trust that what belongs to your peace will find you. You may trust that what is meant to stay will stay in the right way. You may trust that what leaves can make space for something more aligned. You may trust that life knows how to guide a quiet heart. The quieter your heart becomes, the clearer your path becomes, the softer your breath becomes, the lighter your step becomes. The more you trust peace, the less fear can rule your life. Rest in this truth now. You are guided. You are safe. The path has never been as far away as fear made it seem. The answer has never been as hidden as worry told you. The peace you have been looking for has been waiting inside you, beneath the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath the old need to control everything. Your heart knows the way back. Your heart knows how to become quiet. Your heart knows how to listen. When the heart becomes quiet, life begins to speak in simple ways, through peace, through breath, through the feeling of lightness, through the gentle no, through the calm yes, through the small step that feels honest, through the pause that keeps you from reacting in fear, through the stillness that reminds you that you are not alone. You do not need to have every answer today. You do not need to understand every part of your story. You do not need to see the whole road before you trust the light in front of you. One step is enough. One breath is enough. One quiet return to peace is enough. Let the heart soften. Let the mind rest. Let the body feel safe. Let the path open in its own perfect way. Say softly within yourself, the quieter my heart becomes, the clearer my path becomes. I am guided by peace. I trust the next step. I am safe. I am loved.